Happy winter solstice, everyone, and welcome to this special reading for winter solstice and the new moon from yesterday. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to pop on, but gladly the schedule allows. So let me get everything. Here we go. So we are going to be doing 3 readings as usual. We have our live readings. There are 3 readings available. The first one is a new moon winter solstice reading for you. That is the one that is no charge, and it's from the Moon Magic mini. It's even though it's a mini deck, then it's deep moon messages. So that's what's available for free. So let me get this started so that you guys can receive or you can order your free reading. Oh, let me put the address in here for you. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here in this beautiful winter solstice. Bogged down. Who is bogged down? And what can you do about it? The year is coming to an end, and it's such a shock that it's gone by so quickly. So let me put in the order information. Okay, that's where you order your reading, manifestfaster.com. The free reading tonight is going to be from this little moon deck, all about new moon and the winter solstice. And why do we follow the winter solstice? I don't have enough education in that area to understand for sure. So what I do know about it is that it is the shortest day of the year, the longest night of the year. And every day after today, the days get longer. There's more sunshine. And if you're like me, you really do miss the sunny days. And sometimes having really long nights are hard to keep your mood in the right place. Okay. So we're going to be using my Angels and Auras Oracle deck for those of you who want a little bit more of a deep dive into what you can expect next in this portal that's opening for us with the winter solstice. The intentions that we set at this particular energy are very important for the new year. And so, whatever it is that's been troubling you, what's been bothering you, what breakthrough you're waiting for, are you bogged down? That's what these readings are here for tonight. Okay. Now, if you want a 3-card dive into a missing piece for you, that's what can we dig into with a 3-card reading? That's available also. It's $11.11. And you can order any of our 3 readings that are available through Manifest Faster. Okay. Welcome to you all. Please say hi. Where are you watching from? Let me know. I'd love to know where everyone is around the world. I am in Tennessee, where it was actually a very pleasant day today, not so cold. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to draw an oracle card for kind of a theme. What is the overall message that Spirit has for us tonight when it comes to things that are bogging us down? They're holding us back, like trying to drive a car with 4 square wheels on it. It wouldn't be so fun. It wouldn't be very easy. And many times we can have these periods of our life where we have no motivation, feeling sluggish, and are bored, tired of doing things the same old way. What can we do? Let's see what Spirit has for us tonight. overall, oh, beautiful. This is one of my favorite decks. I find that the art is extremely helpful in cutting to the chase. What is it that's holding you back? What's bogging you down? Well, my friend, what's bogging you down is trying to pretend you're something that you're not, trying to act in ways that keep people happy, but are absolutely opposite of what you want to be, what you want to do. You might be sitting in an office somewhere in a business that your parents own, and all you wanted to do was to be an ocean researcher, right? So you're sitting in an office somewhere pretending that you're happy because you're following the lead of other people, when in actuality your heart is broken every day because you can't get where you want. So right now, winter solstice is a time for soul searching. What is going on in your life that is not pleasing you? What is it that you feel every year, every Christmas that comes, and you're still waiting for something, and you're just tired of it? So those this message tonight, the cards I'm going to be pulling, and all of the people who will be attracted to this reading are people who are going to be called to be the real you. This is a message that never gets old, whether you're 6 years old or 16 or 60. The fact is that it's our challenge to shine, to not be embarrassed by the things that are weaknesses in our personality, or not to pick on ourselves because we're not perfect, but to find what it is that we are really good at, dig in, polish that gem, and stop trying to pretend you're something you're not. So thank you, Spirit. What a great call for tonight's readings. If you're not used to dealing with oops, hang on a second. If you are not used to using um, the moon for your ceremonies or for your rituals, that's okay, because that's true for me too. I'm not an astrologist. Yeah, right. Astrologist. I know the personality types that go with the different signs. And I like to measure my progress with my expectations and goals by the moon cycle, because every 28 days there's a full moon, every 28 days there's a new moon, and then you can kind of measure how you're doing and make sure you're keeping yourself on track, okay? So if you'd like to have a reading, please do order one. All you have to do is go to manifestfaster.com. The link is right there in the chat window for you. And I'm happy to draw a moon magic card for you. These moon magic cards are deep moon messages in just a tiny little card. No charge for you. Okay. In order to show you what they're like, I'll pull one for you right now, and we'll see, what does the moon have for the collective. What does the moon have for what's going on for you tonight? What area of your life do you wish so much for breakthrough? Allow yourself to relax, take a breath. What is it we have for think bogging down? Think that your friends probably know. Your friends and your family may see it more easily than you do. And that might be really frustrating for everyone. Here's our picture. So, just with the deep orange and red, it just shows me that there's some things going on for you that are deep, going back generally, blah, blah, generationally, back into your ancestors, your grandparents and great grandparents, and some of the sacrifices they had to make that caused a wave of suffering. Not that anybody necessarily intended for people to suffer, but the trouble is with life itself and the cards that get dealt, there can be suffering. And if there's instability in your life experience, it may actually be connected to some fears and doubts that you've been carrying around ever since you were a little kid. And so here we have the waxing crescent moon. I see the gateway is open and the pathway is clear. My journey begins. Okay, so what you're not seeing with this new moon energy right now, it's a new moon in Sagittarius. And so I wish I was an astrologer so I understood these things more, because I don't. But I do know that when the pressure gets on and when things are, it's hard to endure, right? So you feel unmotivated, stuck, like you can't get to where you're wanting to get. What's happening is that you have this inner being. Okay? There's a part of you that's connected to the divine. This is what I believe. And most of the people that hang out here with me have similar beliefs. We believe in Neville Goddard and Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, and the whole idea that what you focus on expands, and that your thoughts tend to create your reactions to what's going on in your life, that your thoughts do create your perception of your life. Okay. So there's a part of you that is never worried. Take that in. Your divine nature has no reason to worry. The divine is the divine. Right? God is bigger than we can describe. And so that part of you that is the version that is always believes in your potential, the version of yourself that always believes in you and is wanting to guide you. That part of you sees a clear pathway, but you are not seeing a clear pathway. You're feeling very bogged down. It's hard to get motivated. Okay, so here's the deal. A choice that you made sometime this year, 2025 is just closing. There's a choice that you made a few weeks or a few months back that has caused this. Okay, I have a sense that you agreed to do something because it would please someone else. You put your own life on hold and said, okay, great, I'll join you for this project, but it has to be temporary. Okay. So your inner being is reminding you of that. You have sown seeds into your person. You have supported them, and they are doing much better than they were. It's important that you see separateness right now, that it's time to separate from your last commitment and to choose a parallel path. The advice is go back over the last few months and track down when you started to feel bogged down. Okay, track it down. When did you first start to feel that kind of boredom? And I'm just not so sure I want to do this anymore. What was going on then? Because I feel like there's a split between your spiritual self that knows what's ahead and what's possible, and some choice you made where you volunteered to be in a place that was not to your highest good. And I will show you the card again in case you're just joining me. This was the card that was the theme for tonight's readings about being bogged down, and how we can actually make a choice, conscious or unconscious, to hide our true nature, to act as if we are someone else because it seems easier, or there's not a lot of opposition to us if we just go along. Well, yeah, that works great until it doesn't. So your inner being does seem to be calling you into an audit of sorts where you can just investigate when did this bogged down feeling start for you? Hmm? What was going on, and what decision might you have made that right now your inner being is saying, you know what, there's a better way. Hi, Barry. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we are doing readings that are all around the new moon energy, which was yesterday, and the winter solstice, which is today. A juicy time for setting intentions and getting serious about anything we're wanting to change, any new goals we want to set, especially for 2026, which is around the corner. Can you believe that? It's so weird how fast. time is going. So I'm just going to put my ordering link up here for you for a second. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Okay, and then this so it's easier. Okay. Okay, manifestfaster.com. That's where you can order a reading. Hi, Margarita girl. Welcome. And Barry, if you guys would like, we have 3 readings tonight. One, we are having free readings from the Moon Magic Deep Moon Messages. It's a little micro Oracle deck. You get free readings with the Moon Magic deck. You can receive a single card reading from our Angels and Oracles deck for you, give you just a what's coming next when it comes to the new year, what you can expect. And then I also am doing a 3 card tarot reading tonight. That's a deep dive into a missing piece. What is that bogged down situation? And what advice do the cards have for you? Okay. So to order up your reading, you go to manifestfaster.com, click right there, or you can copy it into your browser window and pick your reading and register, and I'd be happy to pull a card for you. So meanwhile, let's go to our Angel Wisdom deck, and let me just give you a demonstration of what a 3 card reading would be. So the cool thing is, because birds of a feather flock together, there's no question that there are people of common interests, goals, and achievements who pop into these readings. So don't be surprised if this little tarot reading I'm going to do right now doesn't fit exactly with what's going on for you. Let's pull our hold in your mind. What is the area that you feel bogged down, feeling stuck? Things are not moving in the direction that you would like. It can be so hard. First card, we have the Six of Wands. It's like the opposite of bogged down. It's kind of like, what is it trying to tell us? Renewal. Yeah, reviewing the past. It's just like I was just speaking about in that last set of cards, the idea of doing an audit. All right, so down. Yeah, oh, okay. So what I'm seeing here, for sure, somebody watching right now, for sure, you're coming to a brand new spark, as something that will be happening to give you a spurt of encouragement. I would love to think that this reading is what is part of it, that as you're seeing this and you're hearing my voice and you're feeling this message of the just being tired of being bogged down, wanting to have progress, this is really a cool set of cards because we do have this Six of Wands. So, Spirit, right away, angels and spirits are here to say, look, you are doing really well here. It says wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotions, awards, or scholarship. Okay, so there is a lot of fiery energy around you right now as you finish the year. And it could be that if you are feeling bogged down, it's because you're pushing yourself a little bit too hard. You know how when you bake bread and you need to let it rise, you do the stuff with the dough that you need to, and then you take your hands off of it, leave it in a warm place and let it rise. And so I feel like that's part of what's going on for you, that the sense of being bogged down is because there's really nothing for you to be doing right now. That spirit has something for you, but it is not in the production end and the what you've been working so hard on. This renewal card is very touching because it's when I look at the angel all dressed in that beautiful purple color. It makes me wonder, how are you spiritually? How are you energetically? What do you do for your energy anatomy? I saw Carolyn Mace speak many years ago, and she said, you have an energy anatomy on the inside, just like you have your arms, your legs, your fingers, your toes on the outside, that on the inside of you, you have an energy um, economy, an energy environment that's going on. And it's religious for some people. It for sure, you'll go to a religious ceremony and you'll participate in music and speaking, and it will cause an educational environment to rise around you and help you realize how spiritual you may be. For other people, they find their God connection in nature, with being out hiking like this family is. But I'm thinking that your priorities have slipped just a little bit with your work in the world, your relationships, your business, making enough money. The problems of the world have pulled you away from your spiritual core, right? So, reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, time to head in a new direction, clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. So, as you really don't have a reason to complain about certain things because you're doing okay, it's just not happening as fast as you want. You're really wanting to see a concrete improvement. You want to see your resources increase. That's why you've been working so hard. But whenever you get bogged down or feeling like you can't get anywhere, it's going to be because your spiritual energy is lacking. Your intellectual energy is being used, your spiritual energy is lacking. Hey, David, absolutely, you can be on the list. Hold on just for a second and I'll explain how. So, this time that you're at right now, it's so important to manage your resources wisely. Okay. Watch, allow yourself to live as well as you want to, knowing that God has got your back and is taking care of you for sure. It's important to be cautious and use your resources really, really well. Because as you are being stretched and pulled right now, you're going to be required to have trust in what you're building. And like I said, is similar with gardening. If you plant the corn in the garden, you're not going to eat it tomorrow. It's got to take time to grow, be nurtured, and get ready for harvest. Okay. So if you're feeling bogged down, definitely want to check with your energy. Now, me personally, I love meditation. It's taken me many years to develop the love for meditation that I have. I love the cards. They always inspire me. I love uh, really, I love quiet. I love being outside in the woods. These things all energize my spirit, but I'm the one who has to take care to prioritize that. Okay. So let's move forward here. David, I see you. You are sure welcome. All you need to do is go to this URL. That's where you order the readings. You can order a one card reading that is at no charge at all. That's from the Mini Moon Magic deck. That's our free reading for tonight. Very easy to grab one. If you'd like to have me pull an oracle card for you, that's $4.99. And if you would like to have a tarot reading, it is $11.11. So you get to pick your poison, so to speak. Start. Okay, so let's move forward here in the collective. I want to draw another card for the collective. David, you need to go to the link and register. It's the only way. I'm using a platform now that they take care of all of my ordering, so I don't have to do it. All I have to do is give you that link. You just click on it, David, put your cursor right on top of that link, and then it will open a window for you and it'll give you a place to register for your free reading. Okay, that's the best I can do for you. If you're enjoying the readings tonight, I thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up and letting YouTube know that you're enjoying our evening with the winter solstice. It helps my channel out a lot, and I really appreciate you for that. Okay, let me just have a smoothie. Where do you live, David? So here is, yes, I know, but where do you live? I'm just asking where you live. You just checking to see how I can best help you get your free card reading. Right now, I'm going to do a card for the collective. So if you're here right now, but this particular collective listening to me now, we're going to pull an oracle card from the angels and auras, and we're going to see what it is that you're feeling bogged down, feeling stuck about something. What do you need to know here tonight? Archangel Uriel is visiting us. Beautiful. Passion, epiphany, entrepreneur driven. Wow, these cards are just so committed. I mean, excuse me, they're so related to one another because that last card, the last reading we just did, and that started out tonight with don't try to be somebody you're not. That was our first message. And then talking about balance and not being a workaholic. And this card is about workaholic. So it does seem like the theme tonight, the people that are here, do you have a hard time relaxing? Are you somebody who really, you just feel best when you're busy? If that's true, hit the thumbs up. Okay, hit that thumbs up and join this energy because if you're bogged down and you don't take any time to relax or play, or you haven't had a vacation in a couple of years, if you can relate to that, that's an important aha. It's important to know. So if you do, oh yeah, okay, I can see somebody there is relating to this. The idea of being a we're all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Okay. And so this little card here is wanting, I just look at how the scroll is just so long and it's got this list written on it. See? And it's like this perfectionism that he's just double checking the list, right? He's got this long list and now he's double checking. Now, the cool thing is that it's gold energy, right? And gold, the color gold, when it does show up in any sort of a reading, does bring light. And it's also a sign of abundance and prosperity that's coming in. So, once again, we are getting a call from spirit about working too hard. And I know some people right now, I understand, have a two or three jobs, right? Because they have responsibilities and they need to get their bills paid. But even though that's true, my friend, it's possible for you to take time just for you, to just chill. You know, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, or like I drew this card for my very own self because it is hard for me to not to sit and do nothing. Even if I'm watching a movie, I'll probably be coloring at the same time, or I'll get my crochet hook out and start crocheting. So as I look at this card for now, what sometimes the most efficient people can feel bogged down, okay? Because they're so good at getting things done that people ask them to help them. People like you may attract people who are what I call under accommodators. There's an over accommodator or an under accommodator. The over accommodator does everybody's work because they can do it better and because it saves time rather than waiting for other people. Very busy with a list, keeping everybody busy. The under accommodator will love somebody like that because if you don't if they don't take out the garbage, you will. If you don't call that customer, if they don't call the customer, you will. And so this is showing me that you need to learn how to delegate and you do need to learn about procrastination and perfectionism. That these three things, procrastination, perfectionism and the lack of delegating may be exactly what is bogging you down. Okay. So, as you look into finishing the year, here's your challenge. Can you find two or three things that you do not want to do anymore? Pick two things you can delegate. Okay. Two things out of all this list. Because once you start wiggling free of some of the over commitments that you have, saying yes to everybody and saying no, no, sorry, I'm busy that weekend. I can't do it. Yes, but you always say yes. I know. And that's the okay. So go forth and prosper, my friend. This is especially for people who might call themselves a workaholic. There's a breakthrough coming for you through the beginning of this new year, and you need to have room on your calendar for it. So, our advice: two things that you can quit, delegate, or stop doing. There's some people that are like they've been in a book club for years, but they don't even read the book anymore, but they go anyway just to be there, right? Things like that. What can you pair off of your schedule? Okay. Yes, David, I'm so sorry. We did change the system here because not everybody that comes wants to have a free reading. Some people that come just want to listen to the collective, and that's perfectly fine. I never have a problem with that. But if you do want to have me pull a card for you, then you need to go to that Manifest Faster, David. So you click right on Manifest Faster. It'll take you away from YouTube for a minute. You write down your question, and then I can pull a card for you. And Sylvia, hi, Sylvia. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. And you're wanting to know if you should pursue your songwriting. I love that. Do you know, I accidentally wrote a song. I didn't mean to. Are you Margaret? Hey, Margarita girl, is it you that is Sylvia? That makes me think of Jimmy Buffett wasting away in Margaritaville. One of my best, one of my heroes. It's sad when our heroes pass, isn't it? Hey, Margarita. So I'm an accidental songwriter. I wrote a poem a few years ago, and one of my friends at the time had a piece of music she had written, and she said, "I have this piece of music, but I don't have any words for it." And she said, "I'd like to take your poem and put it into with my music." And I couldn't even believe it. I was so shocked, and it was really cool. So even if your songwriting is just for yourself, it's something that's so personal, isn't it? What instrument do you play, Sylvia? We're going to use all of these cards have different art, and we're going to come from Rita Girl. And what is it, Rita Girl? Ooh, there we are. This is very cool. There's not many. I mean, I've used this deck a few times. Oh yeah, piano, guitar, ukulele. I had a ukulele. I gave it away because I couldn't bring it with me. I didn't, and it's a long story, but I love the ukulele. And I played the guitar a little bit and picked up the piano. But yes, there's some very, very magical, special energy in music. Isn't that true? And I think what I'm noticing now is the vibration that I feel through the instrument. And I wasn't that aware in the past of just having my hand on the instrument and feeling that vibration. And I think being a manifester and knowing that we're all about vibration, and that our emotions are a vibration, that we're vibrational beings. And so I just find it moving that this beautiful face is on here. And because there aren't many where that is. And also, I do see like a portal around her. See how you can see the circle of energy around her face. So let's see what our message. I know my shadow side and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. The moon goddess Hecate. Hecate. So, Margarita girl, Sylvia, this is key, okay? Because you, okay, so again, I believe that we are blended beings. I believe we have a human nature and we also have a spiritual reality, our soul, our spirit, whatever it is that keeps our heart beating and keeps our lungs breathing. There is some power, some mojo here that keeps a human alive. So that part of me, I call my highest self, my inner being, my God self, like whatever it is that you want to say. And then the reality is that that part of you knows the shadow. That part of you is working with you right now. Okay. So, Sylvia, I am very excited about your music. And I think that I would love to speak to you about it. And I do have a whole variety of readings that are in my store here on Hipsy, so you can look through the various readings. But at this whole, I just would ask you a few different questions to understand where you are with writing from your shadow, writing to the about, and I said to, so what if you wrote a song to the part of your personality that you're most embarrassed by? I mean, I'm hearing myself say these words and I'm like, what are you talking about? But I feel that way, that you are gifted at what you do. I've sensed there's been frustration and the feeling of being bogged down, like, what do you do and how do you do it? But there's something about the shadow side of your personality that's like waiting for you to dig in. It's like rubbing its hands and going, this is the next logical step to begin to create music from your shadow. So, what is it that you are? What is your birth sign? Dish Tub. Hi, Dish Tub. That name is very curious. You may be added to the free list. Absolutely. All you do is go right over to this website. See that I just put it in there, manifestfaster.com. And when you click there, it'll take you to the page where you can order your reading. Okay. Well, it's just, David, it's just the way I do my readings. It's, I don't charge any money for the reading. It's just that where you pay, sort of, is by helping me with my channel. And so when you do click and help me with my channel, it's just my pleasure to read a card for you, okay? Otherwise, so you're sure welcome to listen along with the collective readings, because every human can relate to what we are all going through, okay? Dish tub. Oh, good. Yes, thank you for registering. I really appreciate it. You should have seen me before when I was trying to do these readings, and I was trying to write down the names, and I got mixed up, and some people got missed. And ever since I started using this registration system, everything's just gotten so much easier. So, okay, so if you're enjoying being here, please do hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I know that some of you may be visiting for the first time. And if you are, welcome. I'm Catherine, and this is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We are all about finding the patterns that are holding us back and move forward to what it is we're wanting. So let's see. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Once you do sign up for the reading, keep your eye peeled on your email, because you will be getting an email from me. And every time that I do go on live, and they will send you a message and let you know, so that you won't miss them when I'm here. So you're welcome, Margarita girl. Yeah, for sure. Does this make sense to you? I just feel like this when you're asking, should you continue? It, to me, it's like yes, but in a direction that you did not imagine. And think about, like, so many singers, honestly, so many songs have gone viral because they're sad songs, right? Breakup songs. Taylor Swift became a gazillionaire from writing heartbreak songs. So I feel like you're just being called to a different direction. And thank you. I don't remember seeing your name here before. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the thumbs up. And those of you who are visiting, you are so welcome here. Okay, so let's go on. And I want to draw the tarot for you. I am doing tarot readings. Oh, welcome, Margarita girl. Where are you from? I'm doing tarot readings also. I always give the option for tarot readings. They're only $11.11, so very affordable. And I could do a personal reading for you right now during this live reading if you'd like. But what happens is with the three cards with the tarot is that we see we're bogged down and we see we're not where we want to be. Oh, Brentwood, California. I lived in California for a long time, San Diego area, and I miss it. I miss it. You guys have had some challenges up there, weather and stuff. So very good. Okay, so David, I wish I could help you. I do need a certain entry level, like to be able to click a link, to be able to see the link that's there. Hi, Nita. Welcome. I see you, my friend. Um, I'm adding this letters. You're going to see this. The name of the website is blue. See that blue letters that I just put down there, and then all you do is click that link. Okay, when you click that link, it will open up to a page for you to put in. It'll open a link, and then you can add your question, just like Nita did. Dish Tub just did that, and then so did Sylvia, Margarita girl. Okay, so they're able to do it, and if you can't, then I invite you just to listen in. Okay, I'm sorry that you're confused, David. You'll just have to listen along. Lo siento. Okay. Yep, you did, Nita. You did great. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I know you have to do the extra step to get your reading, and it just makes me so happy that you did. Thank you. Okay, so Nita, want to know about Ez's intentions towards you. Okay, all right. So so we pull up our moon cards. So we are looking at what does Dish Tub, what does our friend Nita, what does Nita need to know about the situation with S, the intentions of S. Intention. Oh gosh, this card popped right out. Okay, so there's okay, hold on, let me see here. Oh. So Nita, what I'm seeing here, it's really kind of hard to see because it's so dark, right? It's really dark. And in the new moon, which is what it is right now, the sky does go dark because the shadow of the earth blocks the moon completely. And we have a young woman here who is sitting now. Gender doesn't matter, but the young woman is sitting there and she's in a yoga position. She may be meditating and she can't see anything. Okay. She can't see anything. Let's see what the message is. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. Okay. So it looks to me that you do want the truth here, right? You don't want to be deceived, right? I'm sensing that hugely, that you definitely want to see the truth. But as you're looking for truth, you're seeing darkness. You're not getting clarity. That whatever your person, whatever's going on with your person, which again, I don't know the circumstances, and we're just pulling one card, but it is showing that's very confusing. It's just dark. There's nothing you can't see. There's no clarity here. So with the advice is act upon your realizations. So if this person is not giving you any signs, if they're not contacting you, if this is a no contact situation, I do have a no contact reading available if y'all need help with that. I know it's difficult if somebody says, please don't call me. And I do have a no contact reading for you if you need help there. But right now, it looks like there's no light. Yeah, it looks like there is no light. There's nothing to look at here. So as you realize that there's no contact, there's nothing you can do to change that. that's when your action steps, you're acting as if it's finished. Okay. If there's a chance, and I've been writing for breakups for decades, sometimes it ends for one person and the other person doesn't think it's over. That's excruciating. Okay. But if there is a chance that this person will come back, if you stop, if you just hold back, put your attention somewhere else, put your attention somewhere else and let this go. Put it behind you. Give them a chance to miss you. Okay. If you are constantly obsessing or thinking about the person and wishing it was there, and you're not getting any evidence that they are interested, it's always in your best interest to just stop, put it on hold, just especially even for a month, and just say, look, I'm not going to text, I'm not going to call, I'm going to let this alone for a whole month. And then you think, well, what will I do? First of all, you could clear clutter. You can clear the clutter out of your house. Start with one closet, one drawer, the back of your refrigerator, the freezer. We all have so much junk laying around that once you start to declutter your living situation, put some good music on and just get lost in some practical tasks. Okay. And just leave this person alone, because it looks, there's no light here, right? You know how they say the light at the end of the tunnel? There's no light at the end of this tunnel. Now, mind you, I just tell the stories the way I do. I always like to remind you guys that, I'm a storyteller. It's what I do. I just relate to the energy of the cards. I'm here for you. If you want more readings, you can book personal readings over at Manifest Faster. I welcome you, because that way we can answer your particular questions. I can create a video for you or an audio, either way, and give you some specific cards. Okay. Nita, I know it's difficult. You are sure welcome. You are sure welcome. Okay. So moving. Thank you, Nita. Who else would like to have a free reading tonight? In order to get your reading, you just go to manifestfaster.com. There are 3 readings available. There's a free reading from the Little Moon Oracle tonight. We also have a $4.99 reading from from the. I've got so many things spread out here. Here's the deck I'm using. We're going to pull a card from this deck here in a moment. And then for our tarot tonight, I'm using the Angel Wisdom Tarot. For our 3-card reading, just getting a little bit more information on what is bogging you down and how can you, what you can do about it. Okay. So I think I don't have anybody in line right now. So you know what? I'm wanting to do a tarot reading. What is the missing piece? What's bogging you down and what you can do about it? So, David, this is for you if you're still here. Anytime when you're in a collective reading, all you have to do is claim the reading. Say, look, I want this card. When I hear her tell the story on these cards, it feels good to me. I feel warm inside. Sometimes you'll get goosebumps. Sometimes you might get a chill or a feeling of energy running down your spine. Those are all signs that the energy that's being talked about is true for you. Okay. Because I can't read for everybody. It's not possible. My goodness, no, I can't. But I trust that the people that are drawn to the readings have similar interests, similar passions, and similar needs. So we can do readings. Oh, wow. Okay. Right. Okay, so excuse me, I just have to take it in. So I don't feel a sense of urgency or disappointment on with these cards about being bogged down. So I'm trying to see what is it Spirit wants to tell, being bogged down or not seeing. Okay. All right. So right, this is a specific message for someone. It's just I'm starting to see it, and I can really relate to this. Wishes do come true. Okay. And some of you right now are, it's happening. There is something happening that you've been wanting for a long time. You've been waiting patiently. You've made wishes like as Aladdin and the magic lamp. You know, you've made diligent wishes and intentions. You've been working very hard to get something done. And I mean, there's nothing to say here but congratulations. So, but I think that you might be the kind of person that almost feels like guilty for being successful. That it's like, why is it fair for you to be blessed when there's so many people who need it more than I do? Can you relate? Let me say it a different way. So let's say, okay, like people give you a compliment. They say, "Wow, that's really a cool outfit you're wearing. It's a cool look that you have." And you say, "Oh, this old thing," or "It was on sale." You know, almost apologizing for the good that's come your way. And you don't see how the arms are closed at the chest. It's almost fearful to receive. Okay, so that's the thing that I think is bogging you down. I think that your ability to see who you are, how strong you are, how impressive your planning has been. The Empress card, the Empress is all about manifesting, and it's about birth and gestation. It's a time where things are harvested. It's harvest time, and it's the cycle of life where things come at the exact right timing. So for you, my friend, things are speeding up. I'm just going to pull the card at the bottom of the deck. There's so much going on around you, it's impossible for you to understand it. So even though you feel a little stressed because you're wondering, how you're going to manage, that is it's a good problem to have. Okay. It's a good problem to have because there's rapid changes coming, and you deserve every bit of the success that's coming. There could be some travel involved here. What the cards are clearly showing is that as you've walked through maybe the last year, could be up to the last 5 years, where you have walked through a lot of tricky territory. It's only through negotiating and maneuvering through the last couple of years that you understand how strong you are. Your personal power and assertiveness are now available to you with the important addition of kindness. Okay. You do have compassion for what other people are going through. And then you're also having compassion for yourself, that you can take in, that you can receive, that it's fair for you to have the good of what you've been working toward. Okay. It's fair. When you do become more abundant, you'll be able to support things. You may be able to make donations. Murphy, what is it, Murphy? Come here. Come on. Come over. Murph, come here. Come here. It's okay. You want to come up on my lap? Very nice. You want to come up on my lap? Good. Oh, he tried to jump up on my lap. You could tell that didn't go over real well. Everything okay, Murphy? Are you okay, boy? Anyway, so yikes. Hi, Radhika. Welcome. So even though you may think that it's not fair for you to be successful when other people struggle, universe is always going to say, in fact, I got this from Wayne Dyer because I had problems with this myself, because there are some people going through terrible things. And but Wayne Dyer said, never will you be able to help someone if you go down to the vibration that they are at. So if they're depressed and sad and you match their vibration, you can't help them. You can't help anybody if you're at that vibration. So it's important to be kind, be humble. Don't be a like rubbing people's faces in your success. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't want to make people feel bad, but you do need to accept the fact that you are wonderful at what you do and you deserve to be rewarded. Okay? All right, very good. So, welcome to, if you're a newcomer here, you are so welcome. Just had a little bit of a shake up here. Murphy tried to jump on my lap. Sorry, Murphy. It's not a good idea, probably, to try to be on my lap reading. I scared him up. The table got knocked. So, anyway, if you'd like to have a free reading tonight, it's easy to do. All you do is register for the free reading right here, put it in, and I will draw a card from the little micro deep moon messages oracle tonight. Or we have our 3-card tarot draw, or the single oracle card for you for your pleasure. Yes, Radhika, absolutely. All you do is click this link and go to that registration page. And I'm happy, absolutely happy to draw a card for you. Meanwhile, let's draw a card from the angels and auras. Being bogged down. I'm just so grateful for the moon cycles and for the solstices, that it can help us just consider, what's not working? What do we want to release at the end of this year? What is it that we can let go of? What are you ready to let go of? Um, Sometimes you have to try the link more than one time. Let's see who is asking. So we have Radhika. Yes, sometimes the link gets real busy when a lot of people are using it. So all you have to do is just try it again, okay? Or you can just go to your browser window and put manifest faster com and click that way. You can go through your regular browser window, or you can go through this link right here. And yeah, it takes a while. Sometimes it looks like it's not working, but it is. Okay, so let's look at the shower of prosperity. Okay, the shower of prosperity, wealth, opportunity, success, and manifestation. Okay, so what's bogging you down is that you don't believe this. Okay. There's somebody watching right now that's just, what's a good word? Skeptical, and doesn't really want to believe that it's true, that there's prosperity and abundance for anybody and everybody. There's a lot of cynicism, like this is too good to be true. And in a lot of ways, I totally get that, especially depending where you live, but depending what country you live in, depending on what's going on in your country politically and in every other way. But what we need to realize is that the quickest way to get unstuck when it comes to this kind of energy, where you just don't feel that there's prosperity, is to start a gratitude practice, okay, where you really and truly can be grateful for everything that you currently have. You don't have to be grateful about something that's negative. That's silly in a way. It's a very advanced spirituality for people to feel, be able to feel grateful in a difficult situation. I just like what I learned a few years ago that helped me was to walk around my house, the things that I own, the things that I bought, the curtains that are on my window, art that's on my walls, even the style of pans that I choose, my measuring spoons, the blinds that are on the windows, all of these really common things to just be really, really appreciative. I'm really, really grateful for how soundproof my apartment is. I mean, I don't hear anything outside. Really, it's wonderful. And yet there may be other things about the apartment that aren't so great. You know how every house has a problem. But what I want to do is stick with finding the things that I truly am grateful for, because I wish I could explain how it works, but it's worked time and time again with me and with the people I work with, where people start giving you unexpected gifts, referrals from people that you didn't ever think would give you business. I was mentioned in a book where the name of the book is Thank and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. And she put my story about my how I manifested a free cruise. I manifested a free cruise. And she heard about that and she wanted to put my story in her book. And so that opportunity came out of the blue. It's something I couldn't have asked for. I didn't even think to ask, or didn't make a vision board about having a trip, having a free cruise, nothing. It just came from my learning how to deeply appreciate what I already have. That, and honestly, it's all I teach. I teach it in lots of different ways, but it's true that as you stay grateful for the things you already have, you will open the door to a more prosperous future. Okay, Think and Grow Rich. This is the name of the book. You've probably heard of Think and Grow Rich. Well, this is Thank and Grow Rich, and the author is Pam Grout. And when you get that book, look on page 92, and then you'll read about me. I mean, here's this lady who I never met. I just read her book, and I wrote her an email to tell her how much I enjoyed the book. And the next thing I know, she asked if she could interview me. See, opportunities come out of the blue. Hi, Lily. Welcome. Hey, so if you would like, I'm going to be here for a little bit longer here, and I'm happy to read cards for you. There you are, Rafika. You did it. Good for you. That's the spirit. Okay, let me just repeat. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you guys for getting the readings this way, because the Hipsy platform is helping me so much. They handle all my bookings, all my free readings, all the paid readings. Yes, you sure did, Radhika. Thank you. That's wonderful. So let me see what you're sent here. Of my SP is loyal to me or sending her third party. It's like, me. So are you together right now, or are you in a separation, Radhika? Yes, you sure did. I'm so glad. Yeah, every time I'm back, every time I'm on, they will let you know that I'm on live, and then you can come over and take a look. Okay, you're together. Okay. And you're wondering about loyalty and third party. Okay. Okay. How long have you guys been together? Yeah, it can be hard. And Radhika, I wonder if somebody has cheated. Whoopsie. If somebody has cheated you in the past, because I just feel like there's an energy. I feel like a sting, like there's been a sting, like a bee sting when it comes to love for you. So 3 years, okay. And so sometimes when relationships are, you've been together for 3 years, it would seem that and I don't know for sure, but I'm imagining that you do want to make it a permanent relationship, that you want to be married and you want to have a family. Is that true for you, Radhika? This is it's a beautiful card. Yes. Okay. Hi, Jua. Welcome. Yeah, I feel like I just feel such a tenderness and a delicate, um, the word delicate just, mm, and the word fragile comes to me, delicate and fragile. And so I don't know what your native language is. You want to make speak simply, but this is just so graceful. Yeah, but I do feel like, okay, so first of all, 3 years is a really long time if for a soulmate connection, because okay, I'm going to turn it over in a second, but I'm just saying that there's only one person on this card, okay, and the one person looks like they're dancing or their arms are moving, but I'm I just feel a check in my spirit around this relationship because 3 years is a long time. If if you wish to be connected in marriage or family and it's not happened yet, it's something that you need to take in consideration, right? I mean, what if it goes another 3 years from now? Is that okay for you? Are you willing to wait until he would decide? Have you had talks about commitment? Is there any, yeah, because that's where if you were my client, I'd be wanting to know that. I mean, it's like, where do you stand? Have you talked to this person about making it permanent or not? Oh yeah. Well, it is good that if you guys are still teenagers, that I do look at this figure and I'm seeing. But yeah, as what you need to do right now, and what both of you guys need to do is to focus on life. You know, what are your career options? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be as an adult? What kind of partner do you want to be? So at this point, when you're asking about being loyal, when you're young, if you're like under the age of 25, it's like relationships certainly are intended to be entertaining and educational. You know, you're going to learn, you're going to practice getting along with other humans. But if you are trying to tie each other down and it's not meant to be forever, it can be uncomfortable. But let's see what the word is here. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. Okay. So it I can guide. So it's saying for you, Radhika, I can guide and lead others wisely. So it looks like you are going to be the one to guide this relationship right now. Yeah, and that's it. But what we're going to do is lead others wisely and with love. So the wisdom of this will come with age. If you have a relative or somebody who's a mentor to you, somebody that you could talk to, an older human, an older woman, wonderful. Or you could say, "How do you tell the difference? I'm so young. I wonder, how do you know when a relationship is supposed to last? Who do you know, Radhika, who has a long term successful relationship? Who do you know in your town? What friends you have, family member, where you can just ask some questions, okay? Because as you ask the questions, what do you think it takes to keep a relationship together for a lifetime? And just work on that. I think it's going to help you be wise enough to guide, okay? Well, there will be, I mean, there are spiritual communities. There are spiritual communities are often a great way to go, whether it's with a church or a church service or something like that. And certainly people who do readings online, lots of teachings online for you to get involved with also. But yeah, I'm 73 and I have grandchildren that are maybe your age. And I would say that any advice I would give to any young person would be to really work on you. What are your career goals? What kind of difference do you want to have make on the planet? Take your eyes off of this young man because he also has to decide, why is he here on the planet? What does spirit have for him to do? And you've got all the years and years to be a family. But right now, let's work on Radhika and work on your schooling, practice your English, turn the direction of your focus away from this right now because you guys are young and you're still students, okay? And as far as like their loyalty thing, um, I would say that keep the conversation open, keep communicating. And you guys may need to downshift to be friends for a while and then come back and be involved later. But right now, yeah, no obsessing. Just let it rest for a little bit. Work on your work. I mean, all of my friends from different countries, I always say practice your English because YouTube is free. And the more English you can speak clearly, there's so many job opportunities out there. We really need people who can sit in and translate so that the worldwide economy can keep growing. Okay. So, hey, Nicole, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Radhika, I appreciate you. You just keep coming back. And I would say the book, Think and Grow Rich, it's such a good book. Let me write it in there again. It's such a good book because it teaches how to use gratitude to become more to have more abundance and have a more prosperous life. Think and Grow Rich. It's a kind of an older book now, so you probably can find it used on Amazon, and it may be translated into your language also. Oh yeah, Nicole, it is. It's such a good. Okay, no, Think and Grow Rich is the one by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. But Pam Grouch wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, and it's filled with experiments about using gratitude to change your life. And it is. Her one of her quotes that I love, and she talks about your work, and she says, if it's not fun, it's not sustainable. And that would be true of both a relationship and a career. If it's not fun, it's it's not it's not sustainable. And that's same for you, Radhika. If at this point, after 3 years, you will understand either he's going to be your friend or something's going to develop, but you really have a nice connection with this person. So I would just again work on yourself, stay focused on what you can do for you right now, and let that person make the first move toward you. Okay. Yep. Think and Grow Rich, very excellent book, and so I highly recommend. I recommend. So if you would like to ask a question, Nicole, I would love to draw a card for you. There's 3 different readings that you can order today. And the first one, of course, is the no fee reading today, which is from Little Moon Magic. And then we have our single card. There's my little. A single card oracle is the angels and oracles. And then our tarot readings tonight are from the Radley Valentine Angel Wisdom Tarot. And we're just what's bogging us down, what's holding us back, what is it that is in the way? It won't let us, we can't see it. Like a stumbling block, and we just aren't sure what it is. Yeah, right. I mean, they say that if you have a good friend, hi Chua. You just have to register at the, all the readings are registration based. So you just need to pop into that, manifestfaster.com, and that's what we do before we get the reading. Oh, you're sure welcome, Radhika. Yeah, it's just people say that if you have a really close friend, and before you guys get like you're marrying each other, that you have a really close friendship, those are the relationships that tend to last the longest. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to pull an oracle card for the collective. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. And Catherine is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We're all about finding blocks where they hide. They hide in the dark and we can't find them. Hey, Celestial, welcome back. How are you tonight? Celestial Current. Yes, if you'd like to have a card, you've been here before, you know the drill. Just click Manifest Faster and register for your free reading. Meanwhile, here's a card for the collect. And we have peace. Does it take you? Sometimes it takes a while, Nicole. It oh, there's Jua. I got yours. I got your request. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little bit, so just be patient. It's just some if it's overloaded, sometimes the internet can be overloaded. It just takes a second. Or you can type manifestfaster.com into your browser window. Okay. Okay. And so, all right. So here we have, so here's he's somebody watching. You definitely have felt bogged down, stretched out, like not, pulled pulled in all these different directions. You may have in your family right now, it might be that you're the only one that seems to have things together and everybody's been coming to you a lot and needing you a lot and you're just tired. And so we did have some other messages that were similar to this, where sometimes if you're feeling very bogged down, what you need to do is just take like a whole day and just veg, crawl into bed with a good book or, just binge watch something on, one of the apps that you love, a show, watching some comedy or some music, and just really backing away, say no. Okay. There's just this feeling of being stretched. I wish I knew what was going on for you. Pulled in, oh, like you've got two people in your family that are on the opposite. Oh, yeah, this might be part of what's going on. With Christmas coming or holidays coming, there's two people in the same family and they're on opposite sides of something, right? So it's just you want to have peace it's holidays, you want to sit down and have a peaceful dinner. You don't want to have any fighting or fussing. And so you're already thinking, oh, I know that person. They're going to be yapping about the politics. And then there's that person who's going to be yapping about something. And we're going to have a lot of trouble at the holiday. Okay. So let's just take a minute, take a breath. Ah, and one more breath. Remember, spirit is very strong, very reliable. Spirit is way more reliable than people. And that as you make your intention to stay as peaceful as you can, that's going to be a wonderful help because people will be watching you for your reaction. So, an affirmation you can start to use right now. You got a whole, well, not quite a week before the holiday. Even though I don't know how, I'm keeping peace of mind so easily now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so peaceful right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm claiming peace as my divine right now. Now, I did get a tip from someone that it is helping me. Although sometimes if it's very loud, I find that I'm really sensitive under fluorescent light. or if it's very loud, like with either people arguing or music, sometimes I just get fried. I'm not comfortable. I want to get out of there. And I've learned to honor my nervous system. You know, it's not psychology that's making me uncomfortable, it's the very environment that I'm in. And so, one of the people I'm working with, I love her. She was teaching about just um, when you breathe, do some breathing, conscious breathing. And then on your exhale, exhale a couple of counts longer than your inhale. So, you inhale to a count of 3 and exhale to a count of 5, because there's something very calming that happens in your body when you have an extended exhale. So when I'm going to be at a challenging family situation for me, or being with people that make me anxious or I feel anxious around them, my plan is to use that extended exhale. And it does, it's a tiny step, but it's important that you take care of yourself. People look to you because they trust you, but you have to be strong enough to say, look, no, you guys, I'm going to go in my room and lay down for 15 minutes. Yeah, but no, don't listen to any but just do that for yourself, especially when you feel bogged down. Stop, close your door, and rest. It's a divine sign. Being bogged down, a divine sign for you. Okay, Jua, I see you did very good. Thank you, thank you. Jua, I'm not going to even try to say your last name. What a beautiful set of letters that is, but looks over my head. So I will, let me get my Moon Magic deck for you, my friend, and let me draw a card. Okay, and those of you who are new here, welcome. I'm Catherine. It is Breaker Tarot, and it's so frustrating when you get bogged down, isn't it? Frustrating when you want progress. You just, everybody else says, just relax, you're doing great, don't be in such a hurry, and you just want to say, stop saying that. I just want to answer, I'm tired of being frustrated. Hey, Jua, no problem. Okay, so overall, finances, the law, and your love life. Let's just see what the moon cards have for you, Jua. And thank you so much for visiting me. Appreciate you. I am Catherine. One comes to finances and love life. Oh, very interesting what card comes out here. And I know that there are some, there's not many that have two figures on it. So this is very nice. I like this. It's a very uplifting energy. It strikes me, Jua, it strikes me more as a business relationship that I'm seeing pictured here, because they're giving each other a high five. And I feel like it could be a romantic situation. And certainly husbands and wives and lovers give each other high five. But this looks like more of a team building energy. So I feel like also I believe that when it comes to finances and career, that it's such a great way to build your confidence, to be a more substantial partner, right? So when it comes time to building your love life, that right now, because you are, I'm assuming you're single and still looking, where you really dig in and learn about what your talents are. What are your skills? What are you good at? What parts of your talent need to be brushed up? What training could you take? Is there an advanced level of training that you could take right now that would make you more desirable in hiring? So as you focus 100% on preparing, like as you approach the new year, and there's a little bit of a bogged down energy around your career, look into getting some training. Seriously, something that um, like, even if you took a class in coding, or some or video editing. I'm just thinking of some very technical could be side hustles for you, but just to work on the concept, your self concept as a partner. Because as you build up your skill set, your English, certainly be bilingual, trilingual. In the world today, the people that are going to be desirable for hiring are going to be very multi talented and multifaceted. Okay, let's turn it over and see what the message is for you, Jua. I teach people how to treat me. Excellent. I teach people how to treat me. This is a very good piece of advice for life. For all of you guys in the collective who are watching me right now, remember that if somebody's been rude to you, it's because somehow you taught them that it's okay. Okay. If somebody is disrespectful to you, that means that you have not taught them how to respect you yet. So, this is when you do create partnerships with people where you speak clearly what your needs are. You know what your needs are. If you're not being respected, you can go to the HR department or somebody who's older and it works in the same kind of industry that you do and say, look, I need to ask you some questions. You know, what can I do or say to create more respect in the workplace? One of my family members got a job. He was working as a machinist and he's excellent at what he does. And he was hired to be a foreman at the place where he was working. And he walked right in and sat down with the guy. And he said, look, I just want to say something right now as we get started. I believe that everybody on the work floor deserves 100% respect. And I want you to know that if you ever have something to say to me that where I'm messing up, or I could be doing better on the job, I expect you to pull me aside, speak to me privately, and I expect to be respected. I am not a person that responds well to being yelled at or bullied on the job. And I went, you really said all that? And he said, yeah, absolutely. Because I wanted to be square right from the start. Okay. So, this kind of thing of creating this camaraderie, equal, mutually respectful relationships, something you can do right now as you're getting ready to move forward. And I'm really feeling that this time of advancing your career, especially that skill set, what are two or three things that people that do your kind of work are better at than you are? There's never been a more important time to have more skills than you need. When it comes time to interview and people are saying, you know how to do what? Really? How long did it take you to learn that? And you say, oh, I picked it up in a couple months. They're going to be eager to hire you because you show initiative and you're willing to train into doing more than what they're wanting for you on the job. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chua. And thank you for visiting. Thank you for booking your session. I appreciate it. And I see somebody else has booked a session also. And Kismet is back. Hey, Kismet, you, okay. And that's what I thought, celestial current. Okay. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you for coming back. Just celestial current. Vanessa. Yeah, dear. Mm, yeah. Okay. Let me get my Yeah, 2025 was a hard year for a lot of people, and shocking events happened, and a lot of upheaval. But I remember there's one person that I respect that said, um, "Sailors don't learn anything on a quiet sea." Isn't that beautiful? Listen, sailors don't learn anything on a quiet sea. And what that means to me is that it may be easier to coast along on the skim across the water of the ocean when there's no troubles, but that the opportunity you get to prove to yourself just how strong you are, how resilient you are. Those only come when you go through these deepest and darkest times. So I'm so sorry, Vanessa, that you have had all this difficulty. Okay, and the thing about letting go. Okay, okay, good. All right, okay. What do the angels have for you? The number one thing. Okay, so here we are. There's definitely stuff bogging you down, and I do sense that grief and sadness, man. I really feel that energy for sure. So I wish you were here so I could give you a hug because I know it's hard. Okay, but we are designed to thrive. We're designed to survive. And I'm just going to draw. I'm just gonna just because I can because I'm the queen. I'm the queen of this of my world, and I can. I'm just gonna pull you a moon card also, Vanessa. Oh, yeah, do peek. I did create a couple brand new readings. One of them is just picking out your love life. What to expect in your love life before, as the year finishes. And then there's another one about, it might appeal to you, Vanessa, because it occurred to me about hoarding. I watch ridiculous stuff on YouTube sometimes. It just gets my interest. But watching about hoarding and what it's like for people to save all their stuff. Have you ever seen that? And they can't even walk through their house. And yet from the outside, you don't know. And I started thinking about hoarding, like how we hoard our negative thoughts, okay? And our painful memories, we hoard them. And I don't understand why, because I'm not a psychologist or social worker, but it was just like there's some comfort. And I think we feel safer partly because if we keep reminding ourselves of trusting the wrong person, that we're going to be safe. Does that make some sense in a way? But I started thinking about decluttering and how to declutter, like if you are a hoarding house, you have to have professional help come in and help you declutter. And so that's what I decided I'm going to call my process divine decluttering, because with tapping and some questions and reframing, we can actually really, really cut the amount of hoarded hurt feelings that you have. Honestly, if you could even cut them in half and your imagination gets unfrozen and begins to believe and have life in it back again, it has been, it's life changing. It really is. And the whole thing with being able to reframe, tell your story in a different way. So, oh yeah, my mom was a hoarder too. She was a gypsy hoarder and left stuff in people's houses around the country. No kidding. And when she passed away, it was 2012, and I was actually there hospicing her. God love her. And I walked in with a clipboard, Vanessa, and I sat down in her bed and I said, "Okay, mom, where's your stuff?" And she just got this look on her face, so sheepish, right? And she tried to give me names and phone numbers of people where she had left her stuff, and even after she died, like a couple of years after she died or a year later, one of those people did contact one of my brothers, and sure enough, she had a few boxes of things that were, so I even think to this day there are some people who have boxes of things from Joan. Remember that interesting woman from Indiana? So if you are somebody who does hoard your hurt feelings, man, I can help you for sure. So there are lots of different readings and processes in there. So go to the store, check out the one that talks about the divine declutter service, because I it's the best work of my life. There's nothing better than helping people tell those stories a little bit less painfully. So, okay, so let's see what we have for you, my dear Vanessa. Okay, spiritual adventure. Okay, so I love this. This is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay, Vanessa, I'm so glad you're here. This, look at what we have here. We have a blind person, right? We have a, I'm going to use the F word. We have a effing blind person. And we were just talking about the not seeing things, right? And hang on. When you have an imagination that is jam full of the hoarded thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, right? You're blind. You are blind to the possibilities ahead. No question. So here we are looking at 2026. At this moment, you are blind. You're blind to who you are as a partner. Yeah. You're blind because you have been shaped by what people said and did. And with your mom as a hoarder, so she was dysregulated, right, with her neurological system, for Pete's sake. We didn't even talk about that. I'm 73. We never heard of nervous system deregulation back then. It was just, people were depressed or anxious, but they didn't understand what it was like to have a nervous system that gets fried. Okay, so here you are blind to who you are, completely blind. Okay, so Spirit is saying this is a very good thing, because knowing that you're blind, you are like, okay, great. All right, now I know I'm blind. I'm blind to my positive traits. I'm blind to the positivity in humans. I've been so disenchanted and hurt by humans that I don't even want to go on with some of these effing people. I wonder if you use the F word a lot because it's wanting to come out. With these effing people and its circumstances and whatever it is, all of the things that seem to have kept you down, limitations, boredom, and routine. So this angel here, I just kind of love that angel. He's a ginger, and I kind of love that he's a ginger. And I also love that he's ethereal, he's not human looking the way some of the cards are. Some of them here, let me show you. If I can find one here quickly, where the person is very, very human. Here we go. Yeah, see, I mean, this angel looks like a human angel. And then this one, very human, right? So here, I love that this angel appears ethereal. And I love this, a ginger. Hi, Yana, welcome, my friend. Because you're blind in certain areas, you need to have the angels help you navigate different states of being. And so this very delicate, I mean, you can practically see through him. His wings are very um, full, but he just looks like it'd be easy for him to go between worlds. Okay, so I think this is super exciting. Yes, it is a spiritual adventure. One of the crazy things about life, Vanessa, is that surviving horrific things does bring, how can I say, there's so much joy in recovery. There's so much excitement in resilience. When you go through the breakup situation, or you go through the grief that you're going through, and you learn how to tell your story in a less harmful way to your own heart, with the betrayals and the losses that you've had, and you learn how to talk about them in a more gentle way, and you will learn to use your senses to approach your life again. But right now, you are going somewhere. You're on that train, the bags are packed, you're ready to go. You are going forward, and it's good. And it's good because you need a fresh start, a fresh spark. And as you go forward, your decision to use this last year, to use 2025 as a launch point, not to pull you down like an anchor, but to launch you, like those little rebounder trampolines, where you're just bounding, you're bouncing on the hardship and springing forward to something very exciting for you, and you deserve it. So let's look here at your moon card. I I mean, I love the cards. How many times I say this, the cards do all the work. I mean, all I do is sit here and flip them. I will not remain stuck. I choose change. Girl, Vanessa, this is so, so powerful. So if it's possible to take a quick screenshot here, this is such a promise for you. I'm delighted you're here and delighted that you were here to pick this up. Yeah. Oh, you are welcome. I just knew, I mean, I honestly, there's some kismet. There's a lot about you that you can't see. You can't. It's impossible. And it's merciful of the divine that when we have so much happen that's hard, that we can pack them in bags. We don't have to process every grievous thing that's happened through our whole life. And for me, as I am, I mentioned I am a grandmother now, and there's still things. I grew up in a situation that was very difficult, a large family with drinking and chaos. It was very difficult. And I've forgiven 1,000 times over, reframed, did so many little things, tweaks around my understanding of how I grew up. And yet there's still something. I was talking with a friend just this week. A thing happened when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And when I thought of it, I just cringed. You know how that feels where your heart just grips? And I thought, I have worked on this so many times. And I honestly have forgiven to the best of my ability. But what we don't understand as humans is the nature of healing, which is layer after layer after layer, where we can only do what we can do. And it's merciful. We couldn't handle it if we had to go through each experience that broke our hearts in one day. That's ridiculous, right? So, anyway, I'm so glad you were here. Do check out, Vanessa, do check out my menu. I'm adding new readings all the time, and I do want. What I do is when I finish a live, I'll think to myself, what would be a helpful resource, and then I create a reading for it. And the audio readings are less expensive. The video readings do include some resources. Plus, you get to see the cards, and you can listen as many times as you'd like. Okay, so do check it out, Vanessa. And thank you so much for being here. Excellent reading and really spot on. I can only imagine. I can only imagine how much you needed to hear that. So thank you so much. Let's see who else is here. And we have Yana's here. Okay. Oh, I just love that you're here, my friend. You are welcome, Vanessa. I am just very grateful for your kindness. Very grateful. Thank you so much. Okay. And we have Yana. Okay. All right. So bogged down. Now I know that you came through the situation like with your sister and with your mom, so many things that really were stealing your energy. Just when you are busy trying to take care of other people, we can put our own self right at the bottom of the list. Isn't that true, Yana? And especially in the last situation you're coming off of. So I have a feeling that this is just such a blessing to be able to finish out 2025. There's been a lot of uncomfortable, stressful situations that you had to go through, and my heart goes out to you. Okay, so hi, Anson, welcome. I haven't seen you for a long time, my friend. If you would like to have a reading, I would love to give one to you. All you do is click Manifest Faster, which may be different from when you were here before. And Vanessa, and all right, so what did I want to say here? I wanted to come over and hold on, I was going to put a resource in there. See. Yes, here it is. Okay, there's Yana, and this may be helpful for you too, Vanessa. Um, there is a woman named Emma, and she has a YouTube channel called Therapy in a Nutshell. And she is absolutely wonderful, honestly. She is just such a good teacher. She has tons of free material. And so I would go and check her out. She's got a lot of stuff on keeping your nervous system regulated. She has stuff about avoidance and breakup, and she's just wonderful. So, Yana, take a peek because I think you'll really enjoy her. Now, when I look at this card, it's so interesting because I see 3 stars here. And it's like one is for your mom and one is for you and one is for your sister. It's so interesting because I'm just sensing that energy kind of in my bottom of my throat, right at the top of my chest. And that is a place, it's a symbol for me when somebody needs to speak their truth wisely. Also, the color of this card is reminiscent of the color of the lapis lazuli crystal or sodalite. And that is around your throat chakra and being able to speak the truth in love. So, yeah, Yana, I know you're going through this. So, I would, if you have anything blue, I would definitely recommend if you meet with if you meet with anyone where you're feeling stressed, if you have a piece, it'd be great if you had a piece of jewelry or a necklace that had a piece of sodalite or a piece of lapis lazuli. I usually have, I wonder if I have something here, just a really beautiful blue. And then if you had a blue sweater, or you could wear some sort of this wonderful peacock blue, this deeper blue here. What it does is just a reminder, it's a spiritual, energetic reminder, and it will vibrationally support that throat chakra. Okay. So, what's happening for you right now is I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. Isn't that great, Yana? What a great card. Now remember, one step at a time, baby steps. The most important step that you need to know about, Yana, is only the next logical step. You don't have to worry about what you're going to do a year from now. No, you just need to figure out your next logical step. And when you talk to yourself like that, it helps. And you can look in the mirror, look yourself right in the eye and say, even though I don't know how, I am, hang on, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so much more confident right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling refreshed right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm speaking my truth with love right now. These kinds of affirmations they're little mini stories. Each of the affirmations is like a little tiny story, Yana. And these, the way you talk about what's going on, is going to shape how you see and feel 2026. So even though I don't know how, I'm changing my ideas about my family right now. Even though I don't know how, I am changing my ideas about my family right now. This is such an important one. I just want to write it in here. Hold on. Because it's hard when your mind, that we talked about hoarding our hurt feelings in our heart and never wanting to let them go. Oh, lapis, yeah, good. That would be a great crystal for you. Even though I don't know how, I'm even though I don't know how, I'm feeling more relaxed about my family now. So that is something that can be true for you before it happens, which is what we always hear from Neville Goddard. Is like we want to live as if. And so when you're learning to tell a new story about something that's happening in your life right now, you want to find tiny little sentences like this that it's a stretch of the current truth. But your inner being, the spiritual part of you knows that these spiritual tools work. You're a crystal collector. You're a believer in energy. Okay. So for you too, Yana, do take a look at the different readings that I have in the store, and you watch for the one that's called the divine declutter process. Because what I want to for 2026, what my goal is to help people declutter their minds and declutter the experiences, the painful experiences, the stories that you're telling about yourself, and the things people have told you that weren't true, that we can just get in there and clean house and just declutter and just throw out any old thoughts that simply don't serve you anymore. Okay. So be sure to take a look at the offerings in there. So, yeah, beautiful message. I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. And so it is, and there's a fresh start coming for you for 2026. I'm so glad you got your mom's situation taken care of. And honestly, do think about stepping in for some longer readings, because I love to teach how to change your story. And now that the case is over, it's perfect timing to change the story to something that'll serve you better. Okay, so let's put you over here. And on Schumann is here. Yes, very nice. And okay, and so our topic tonight is about being bogged down or feeling like we're stuck on Schumann. Okay, so let's grab our deck here. What is it? You just add the link again. If there's anybody here still here, thank you for hanging out with me. I am able to pull a card for anyone who wants to register for it. I'm here with the cards. Okay, it's human. Okay, think about something in your life where you're bogged down or just feeling, just sluggish, hard to get motivated, tired and bored about something. Moon magic here. We have for human. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, that's pretty. Beautiful. So this makes me think about the sun right now. I don't know if you follow much of it. I'm fascinated with this comet that Atlas A1 Atlas, is that what it is? A1 Atlas comet that's going by the sun, and a lot of flares, a lot of solar flares right now. They call them solar storms, where the sun can have like an explosion of energy that comes, and it does impact the earth. It's so amazing to me because everything's gazillions of miles separate from it. But when the moon, excuse me, when the sun has an explosion of energy, it's just this zap of energy comes. And what can happen on human is that it can really mess up the internet. It can be where you can have calls that get dropped, or even tonight, where some people were not able to register for their free readings. You're welcome, Yana. People couldn't register for their free readings because the site didn't cooperate. So if you have anything happening now on Human, if anything in your communications with the internet have been a little wonky, where you're feeling that somebody is treating you disrespectfully, they may not have gotten your communication. Okay, so be very patient as we go through the end of the year. There's a lot of electrical upset all around our solar system right now, and so things can be very distressing. And also, the experts say that even our human bodies can be impacted by all of this extra energy. And they've said you might feel overwhelmed, you might feel a little depressed or sad. And I had to think, because I've been having a little bit of a hard time for me. I'm usually pretty perky, but I've been just feeling a little, unexplainable kind of blah. But then when I heard that expert talking about it's a very real impact that the sun has on us as humans living on this planet, and same with the moon. So I'm not sure how that resonates with you, Ansuman, but I just feel like there's something around the internet or your connectivity at home or something that you need to be patient about. Okay, let's see what it is. I let go, I release, I am within perfect possibility. Interesting. Okay, I let go, I release, I am within perfect possibility. Unhuman, I would definitely write this one down or take a screenshot if you've got it. I let go, I release, I am within perfect possibility. So, this is a great message for everyone that's listening, me too. So, I appreciate that. When you get challenged with something that you have already have asked the divine about, let's say you want to quit smoking and you're just still struggling because you want to keep smoking, or let's say you know that you need to go out and take care of something. It's been bugging you, it needs taking care of, and you just can't get to it. So when you have that coming, usually you get self-critical, where you start getting angry with yourself and say, "Oh, I can't believe how dumb you are and how you could do all that." Okay, so if you catch yourself, what you want to do is say this: "Wait, I let go, I release, I am within perfect possibility." The minute you feel yourself putting yourself down, or just beating up on yourself. Wait, stop. I let go. I release. I'm within perfect possibility. If you're one of those people that has a voice inside that keeps yammering at you and bugging you constantly about how you're not as good as other people, I let go. I release. I am within perfect ability. Okay? Does that make sense for you, as human? The only person that can hold you back is yourself. Okay. So watch, make sure that if you're feeling doubtful about being able to do something, just make sure that you push through that. Okay, just push through it. All right, good, good, good. I am glad. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. This has just been so much fun. I've enjoyed it immensely. I'm going to be here for another second here, just a couple seconds. So if you do want to in and grab a free reading, I'll be here for you. If you're just visiting and you're enjoying yourself, please do hit the thumbs up, and let that's how YouTube knows that you're enjoying these readings and sends more people to listen. So I appreciate thumbs up, and of course subscribing. If you have signed in for a reading, you will be getting email communication from Hipsy, and it may go into your junk mail. So keep your eye peeled. They will let you know when I go live. And when you do check my page out, make sure that you look at all the readings that I offer. There are some that are no charge at all. You'll read about them. And then I have readings that are priced anywhere from $9.99 up to I think there's a couple packages involved, but at $9.99, there's no reason you can't pop in for a bit more wisdom. I want to make it very accessible for you. Okay, my friend. And Vanessa, welcome. Or not, Margarita girl, thank you so much for being here. And Sylvia and Yana, welcome. You're so welcome. I appreciate you being here. You guys, honestly, I couldn't do it without you. And in this time, I do miss. I've moved a lot, and I have family and friends that live very far away. Some of them in different countries. And around the holidays, you can feel a little bit of melancholy, that you can't be with the people that you love. And yet, I always know whenever I come here and go live and we can hang out together, it just lifts my spirits. And I just thank you so much for everything you do to support my. I love y'all. Go forth and prosper. And I will see you this week. And we will have fun with our live readings. And then I'll be live occasionally where you can to have an instant reading with me. And again, you will be informed when those go live through your email. Okay. All right, my friends. See you next time. Bye now.